Well, it's good to start off the season with our home opener and a win, that's for sure. But no, I thought our kids stepped up, and I thought we showed a little bit more composure. I thought India and Angel were certainly outstanding. I think both career highs. Those both career highs.
We did look on India real quick.
But I thought both those guys were outstanding, and yeah, just pleased with our effort. I feel like we came back after the St. Louis game and thought we had a couple really good days of practice, so it's good for them to be able to reap the benefits and get a win here at home.
And Angel Scott, where'd that come from?
She's capable of it. I mean, we see her every day in practice. So, I mean, obviously, can really shoot the ball. It's why we recruited her. Had great looks tonight. The interesting thing is she sort of fell on her shoulder in the St. Louis game and ended up being out the next 2 days because she couldn't raise her right arm at all. And then to turn around just with more limited practice and come out and shoot the ball like she did, it's pretty amazing. But had some great looks, stepped up and knocked it down, and certainly something she's capable of, and she just she proved it tonight.
And we talk about guard play and everything with this team. We know what the front court is. You have all these new pieces. Just seeing that's got to be a big confidence boost going forward.
Yeah, I think we've got a number of different kids that can really step up. I mean, you look at first game, how Lacey was able to really step up and score, and it's not just about scoring, but just for her to come out tonight and have 4 assists and no turnovers against a team that was really pressuring. And then you look at last game, Paige has a career high and really steps up for us. And tonight, I think we have 2 new career highs with those guys. I do feel like that potentially we have some really good depth. Just would like to have us. Everybody stepping up more consistently at the same time would be great.
Well, you guys started out slow, and then you started to look like the team that you kind of want to be at this point. Just young and seasoned, young players at Division I level. Just what was it that clicked for them there? Maybe second quarter, third quarter.
I felt like we were a little unassertive and maybe not real confident early. And obviously, when you're coming off our last game, our loss on the road at St. Louis, in a game that I felt like we pretty much commanded that game and played really well in spurts for most of the game. And it came down to 4 or 5 minute stretch that cost us the game. And so, it's probably natural a little bit when you're in that position to have your confidence shook just a little bit. But this was a great test for us because a similar type of team, and that how they pressure, how they're scrappy, how they want to press, how they want to turn you over, for us to be able to come back and respond how we did is certainly room for optimism, and just great for our kids to be able to have a little more confidence in how we responded versus how we responded at St. Louis.
And that was a career high for him.
Was it? Yeah.
Coach, you talk about spurts here and there. First and third quarter, you shoot 30% or worse. Second and fourth quarter, you shoot 50% or better. So how proud are you of this team to kind of navigate that fourth quarter, right, when they started making runs, but you guys started hitting some key insurance shots to cool them off?
Yeah, we had some huge plays at key moments, and I thought our kids, as a number of different kids, even just awareness. Came in, and she had 2 huge plays for us, just getting the ball to the right people, and giving us an opportunity, and people stepping up. India hit a dagger. We probably could have gotten a layup, but she ended up taking that 15-footer, which is automatic for her, ends up being a dagger. So I think just different kids stepping up at different moments, and obviously made some key plays for us on the offensive end of the floor. Defensively, at times, I thought we did a really good job locking down. We've got to do a better job defending without fouling. We can't put them in those situations. But we'll learn from it. You've got to give them credit. I think their record's very deceiving. They've played a really tough schedule. You look at the games that they've played coming in, and if you watch them, they're in every single one of those games, So we knew this was going to be a really difficult game, and certainly another challenge for us, and just proud of the way our kids responded after the week of practice. Right now we played our first game on the road, then we have a week off. You play your second game, you have another week off. Like, that's hard, and I think just proud of the way they responded. I think more than anything, I was proud of the way they practiced this week, and so they're reaping the benefits of, how they really got after it in practice, and we got better.
You know better than we do when those girls are getting confident, but there were a few times where the ball's moving and you could just see something growing there with the unit, just whichever one was on the court. Just, how do you get that to be more consistent? Because I'm sure you see that all the time, and you're just trying to bring that over to a nightly basis.
Yeah, we talked about it, right as I walked into halftime, that, just being able to kind of understand how to settle and calm yourself and make reads, and obviously if they're trying to take one thing away, we have other counters to it. And so sometimes it's getting to those next layers that we have to get better at. And you can certainly see it at times, but we need to see it more consistently. But the biggest thing is they've got to be in these positions. Game situations, you try to simulate as best you can in practice, but there's nothing like putting the uniform on and playing the game in front of your family and your friends. And, and so I think just being in those situations certainly hopefully will expedite the growth as they learn. But I'd always rather learn from winning than losing. So hopefully we can keep it rolling.